So TikTok finally went dark, and they went dark last night, even before they were supposed to. I know I clicked on and checked my computer at around like 11 or so, and it had already gone dark. And it was supposed to go dark at, around midnight. It said that basically this law had been passed, but it thanked Donald Trump for potentially being open to negotiating. So what I think is going to happen is, it's going to come in like he's going to sign some sort of extension on Monday. They're going to extend it. He's going to tout it as some major victory. And the rumblings right now that Meta is going to buy it, which is just very disturbing. So basically, Congress was concerned about issues with privacy and Chinese government officials getting our data and undermining us and creating threats and stuff to national security. But now you're going to let tech oligarchs that have issues leaking our data and have Cambridge Analytica that you had with Meta. They had to change their name to Meta because Facebook had such a negative reputation after that. So that's what we have. Basically, on both sides, we have Democrats that don't have a fucking clue about technology. None of them fucking understand TikTok and what it is and other things like it. And then you have the Republicans who are fucking clueless, and both sides are clueless. And what they want to do is they don't want people to communicate with each other. They don't want people to talk about things and to have connections with each other and to possibly, regardless of their political views, to sit down and talk about things and realize that they're being fucked over by both sides. They do not want that. Now, I have my political views, and I know you might have political views that are very different from mine. However, we cannot trust the government. Either political party, they do not have our best interest at heart. Believe me, I know this. It's a giant game, and we're not in on it. We're getting screwed left and right, and they don't give a shit about us. And they only give a shit about us when election season rolls around, when, the midterms come around, or when the presidential election comes around. Otherwise, they don't care. And it doesn't matter what party you're in, it's the same fucking thing. Now, some of them might care a little bit more and they come in with good intentions, but they're not going to help you. They don't help you. Once they're elected, it becomes very ivory towerish. They're detached from reality. They only care about themselves, and then they only care about getting elected, which comes down to raising money. And then they realize that they can't get the things done that they really want to do. And the things that they do, a lot of the time fucking stab us in the back. And they'll tack on things that fuck over a lot of people, and they'll be in these little riders on bills that they need to get signed, like budget bills and stuff like that. And it ends up screwing people over. And it happens on both sides of the aisle. It's not just the Democrats. It's not just the Republicans. And then they like to create this illusion that every 4 years you're going to get another president, or you're going to have the same president, and whatever was continuing, if it was good, it'll continue, and it's the president that did it. Or if it's bad, a new president's going to come in and fix it, or the new Congress is going to fix it. When in reality they can't. Like, it's too baked in. There are too many things that are against you, and there's just too much stuff to prevent it, to prevent you from getting what you need, and to make politics something that can serve people. Politics is not necessarily what's serving people. That is the process by which people consolidate power and then convince you that they're going to make it better for you, when in reality, they're not going to do a fucking thing for you. So, regardless of your political party, you should be appalled at what happened with TikTok. It was one of the most organic ways to communicate with people, learn about things, connect in a uniquely human way, and not like focus on the things that divide us, focusing on the things that unite us. And we can disagree, but we can disagree in a civil fashion, which is what democracy is supposed to be about. And, I respect people having different viewpoints. That is fine. But, hating each other is not fine. And being opposed to a person just because they have a D or an R beside their name is not healthy. We can have different viewpoints and still exist peacefully. And we can't do that if we're not able to talk to each other and unite with each other and have authentic conversations with each other and connect in a human way, which is harder and harder to do these days, regardless of it. But even though we have these technological connections, because we are blocked from doing that by certain tech oligarchs that don't want us to come together. Because if you come together, you will talk about how fucked up and how unfair things are, and then you might do something together about it and change it together and not worry about the political party. But, the powers that be on both sides don't want us to do that. And TikTok is a perfect example. Getting rid of TikTok or bringing it back and reconstituting it to where it's this bastardized thing is a perfect example of that. So stay safe, my friends, and stay brave.